Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Fonta, Flora Brewing Company out of Nebo, North Carolina. This is part of their mixed culture Gose series. So they've been redoing a lot of them, which I understand that because there's only so many fruits you can use. But this is a new one. It's the watermelon one. Description says mixed culture Gose beer fermented with local watermelon and aged on lime, basil, hibiscus, house zested lime, and sea salt. So I'm not a mixologist by any means, but I have seen and watched different things about making drinks and whatever, and I've heard that mixing lime juice with watermelon juice makes the watermelon juice very pungent and bright. So I guess that makes sense why there's lime zest in this. It says house zested limes, yeah, and well, lime basil's basil. It's different, but and this is 4.8 ABV, which I think is the same as all the other ones. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. So I'm gonna crack this open and see what we got. They've done a couple different beers, wild ales with watermelon, and that watermelon's one fruit that not a lot of breweries tackle because I think you need a crap ton of it to have any flavor because it literally has so much water in it to really get the flavor out of it. But these guys have done a couple beers of watermelons, and it has seemed to work the other time, so I'm hoping that's the case here. So you can see this pours a pretty nice darker pink color. I mean, it definitely is. It seems like there's watermelon juice in this. Even in like this bottle, this looks more like watermelon juice, and this is even a little bit darker. But it's just because this is thicker than that. With a head that dissipated pretty quickly. Sorry, I'm just looking around. I don't know if you heard that barking in the background. My dog got in a fight with a possum the other day, so I was hoping and assuming that his bark was not because he found another one and got in a fight with it because he just came inside, but he seems okay. Anyways, so I do think, I don't know for sure that the lime thing really does do that, but there's a ton of watermelon aroma in this. And I know that these guys do not use artificial ingredients at all, or if they would use them, they would definitely disclaim that. But it is big and bright watermelon, which I'm excited for. They also did do one of their AWAS bottles, their American Wild Ale Series Club, was a watermelon raspberry blended wild ale, and it was fantastic. So they're one of the few breweries that have really tackled the watermelon thing, and they've done it really well. So the flavor is not quite as bright watermelon as the aroma is. The flavor is almost a little briny, like salt. Well, I guess salty makes sense because it's Gose, but like I want to say vinegary, but I don't want to say vinegary like it's not vinegary like a Flemish red or just like a wild ale that went amok. Like it's not like that. It's not offensive bitterness, but there's something to it that makes me think of something that's like pickled. Maybe I don't know why that's the case. But I don't necessarily hate that either. It's just kind of its own thing. And it could be because of, now I'm thinking about it too. I just remember there's hibiscus in this. That's probably lending to the color a lot more than the watermelon juice. But the lime basil is probably something that is an herbal character that's making me think this is like pickled like type thing where I'm thinking of, you know, different herbs or whatever that's in pickle juice. So I do like this, but I would almost say the watermelon flavor is getting dominated by the lime flavor, the acid from the beer itself, and just the herbal character that's in this. It's not to say that that's not needed to bring out the lime flavor, because I understand sometimes, like I was saying before, you need those things to bring out not the lime flavor, the watermelon flavor. But I do think the watermelon flavor is kind of getting dominated by those things. And again, that's not to say this is a bad beer. I would still say, so this was, I think, $4 a bottle. On my scale of buy, drink, dump, this is absolutely a buy still. I'm just comparing it to the other beers in this series, and a couple of the beers in this series have been absolutely phenomenal. And some of the, like, when you talk about quality versus price, some of the best beers that you can find. So I would say this isn't up to that level. It's still definitely worth buying. I do still like it. But in my opinion, the muscadine grape one with the juniper berries, which kind of had like a gin flavor, and then the one that was like a mini version of Rhythm Rug, the strawberry one. Those two, I liked all of them, but those two were just lights out, like really unique, crazy beers that I never had anything like those before. And I guess I've never really had anything like this before either, but it's just not necessarily making me want to buy a whole case of this. I would definitely buy it and drink it again, but it's not making me go crazy about it. Those two other ones I mentioned were just, I love them so much, and I would absolutely love to drink a lot of that again. But I would buy this again if I wanted a good watermelon beer, which is rare. But if I wanted a watermelon beer, I can't think of another one that I would want before this, other than that AWAS blend that I said. But that's like $35 for a $7.50, so I'm not going to go and buy that. So on my scale of buy, drink, dump, this is still a buy. But in the series, I would say it's kind of in the middle. But that's not to say that you shouldn't buy it. They're all very, very good beers, so it's definitely worth buying. But I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.